Hey guys, I'm going to be reviewing the PDT00-13625. It is a e-collar for large dogs. I actually reviewed a inferior product about a year ago or so, and I have it on my feed, my playlist in YouTube if you want to check it out. But I did not like that one. However, I do like this one, and I'll tell you why. One is the power adapter comes with split end, which means that you can charge both the remote and the collar itself at the same time. That's a big deal because the predecessor, or not the predecessor, but the 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, I'm going to be reviewing the PetSafe 1000 e-collar for large dogs. I actually have a review for another product that I did not like on my playlist, and you can check that one out. This one I do like, and I will tell you why. One is that it comes with a power adapter that has 2 split power adapters, which means that you can charge both the remote and the e-collar at the same time, which is a big deal. It saves you a lot of time. Another thing I like about it is it does allow you to work with 2 dogs on the same remote. You have to buy 2 of the transmitters, but you can get it to work. It also has a audible tone that does not statically stimulate the dog. So what that means is that you can listen here. That would basically be a warning to your dog. That's how I'm using it. I'm using it as a warning to my dog that she's going out of the range that I'm comfortable with, her being away from me. And she's actually picked up pretty well. You can see her back there. She's picked up pretty well knowing what that means. And so I really am not a fan of using the static. However, when her life is on the line, if she's in the street or whatever, I don't have a problem using it. I don't use it to train her, but just to keep her close or have her come away from traffic or get away from traffic. But anyway, point is that you can use the beep. If they're smart dogs, which a lot of dogs are, and they can obviously learn that, that means, come back. So that's a big plus for me. Another thing, and you might notice that this is not on the original collar, This is the original collar that it comes with, and it's got the holes in it for this thing to fit. I actually modified mine, and what I did is I took a collegiate collar that I have. Happens to be an Ole Miss collar, and I drilled 2 3/4 to an inch holes in the collar with a drill. I singed the nylon in the hole with a lighter for a few seconds, that way it wouldn't run, the string wouldn't start running. And I actually put the device through that, so I can actually use this with her regular collar, and it has her name tag and all that sort of stuff on it. I don't have to rely on this one. If I was relying on this one, I'd have to have a name tag and everything on this one as well. And let's be honest, I'd rather have the collegiate collar. So anyway, the way it works is pretty simple. You have an on and an off. Right now it's off. You press the only button on here and hold it until it beeps, and then it turns off. And the way that you can tell it's off is there's no light, and then of course nothing happens. When you're ready to turn it on, just press the button. It indicates green that it's on, and then you can use it. One thing I do like is the battery life. I have accidentally left this thing on for a long time. I think it was about 15 to 17 hours, and came back and it still worked. So, as long as it's not constantly being used, it can last probably over a day if I had to guess, maybe even longer. The contacts are pretty long. If you have a long-haired dog, this is really important. The other one that I got actually had 2 or 3 different lengths. This one only has 1, which is actually a downside, but they are the longer ones. So it does seem to do well with most dogs. That's a plus. And basically when you want to use it, you've got a couple of different options here, and I'll hold it up so you can see it. So you've got the green, which is the audible. You've got this to make the static charge stronger. 15 is the strongest, or you can go down to 1, which is the least. That 2D there is for 2 dogs. That's all in the manual. You can see how to set that up. This actually is how you statically stimulate the dog. This is the +2, and what that does is that actually takes this. Let's just say you have this yellow. If you have it set to 1, which it's at now, you can press that and it will go up to 3 just for a second. It sort of adds like a boost, is what it's called. It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you see the dog right now. There's one dog on it. If you have another dog, that little, I know you can't see it too well, but that little dog will move down, and you'll have indicators that it's actually the second dog. Um, you know, it works. It works fairly well. It's got a nice little belt clip on it, which is nice. A nice wrist strap on it, which is nice. It's pretty durable. I've dropped it several times on the carpet or even on the hardwood floor, and it's fine. The collar that it comes with is nylon. It's fine for most dogs. I just didn't like the fact that it didn't have a place for your tag. That kind of made it a little bit, made me worry a little bit, because if for some reason she ignored the static or the sound or it broke, battery wore down, she would not have any sort of identification on her. So that's why I really like using this collar instead. I mean, I could have transferred it over, but I don't always use this collar. And anyway, so that's basically the extent of it. I mean, I can't think of anything else. It's a great collar. I'd recommend it. I actually had one for about 7 months, and then she broke it. She was chasing something, and it hit something, I guess a tree or a rock or something, and it fell off, and I couldn't find it. So I had to order a new one. I will say that the new one I got the button didn't work on it, which I got it off of Amazon, didn't work, but then I called the company and they immediately shipped out a new one to me, and I'm actually shipping the other one back now. So I like that they do the replacement versus you have to send it in and wait or whatever. So anyway, PetSafe 1000, the range is great. I mean, I think it's 1,000 feet. It seems to be pretty much there. I think everything else is great with it, so I'd recommend it.